Hello YouTube, welcome to episode 2 of I Didn't Ask, my new series on random thoughts. Alright, this time I'm going to talk about the Royal Guard. I know this topic has been beaten to death, just like the Guard, but this is a new take on it, considering what happened in Season 8. Now, we all can agree the Royal Guard had been completely ineffective throughout the entire series. They never did anything right. Except in Changeling Cadence's Guard was actually pretty competent. Now, we've always been told the Royal Guard was created after Luna's banishment, because Celestia knew she needed a guard force, now that she was alone. But we also know that it was mostly a propaganda tool. That is why all her guard were the same color, and they were all male. It was just an intimidation factor. When an enemy sees that you got a massive army like that, and they all look uniform and disciplined, you think, well, I don't think I should invade them. That doesn't look like it's going to end well. For 1,000 years, it worked. Most of the enemies of Equestria just stayed in their own sections because they didn't want to deal with the Royal Guard. But then Nightmare Moon came back. And the entire world found out how ineffective the Guard really is. Rumors started to spread. So that is my theory on why we had more and more attacks during this time frame that we didn't have during the 1,000 years. The word got out that Celestia was a lot weaker than she appeared to be. And after the Canterlot wedding, it was clear to most of the enemies of Equestria that Celestia was ripe to be taken down. So that is my opinion on why there were more and more threats surfacing. And the Guard has been completely ineffective the whole time. But something changed in Season 8. Can any of you remember what it was? It was in episode 21. You know what changed? Management. Whoever was managing the Royal Guard, and yes, I'm talking about you, Shining, was doing a horrible job. Because they did not do anything right. Changelings are invading Canterlot and they easily got subdued. Sure, they got overwhelmed, but they didn't even show them fighting or anything. They just showed them subdued. I know that was the whole point. But the Guard had never been an effective force until Flash Magnus took over as Drill Sergeant. Now, if you watched the Season 8 finale, and spoilers by the way, the Guard were very effective. As soon as they got to Ponyville, they surrounded Cozy Glow. They cut off her escape from air, land. There was nowhere to come for her to go, and they captured her. It wasn't Twilight that caught her. Not Celestia, Luna, or Starlight. It was the Guard. And did you notice one important factor? The Guard that got her, one was a male, and one was a female. And they were different colors now. I know that's not a big difference, but in a way it is. It's showing that, sure, a uniformity of the troops is a very intimidating factor, but you also have to be effective. Flash Magnus has whipped these guards into shape. When Celestia and Luna found out about Cozy's plan, they didn't go on their own like they always do. They brought the entire army with them. Now that is something that I find very impressive. They actually brought the army with them this time. Twilight has a tendency to take on too much responsibility on her own. She has no guards. And I know one reason they do this is so she's the Twilight Sparkle, the princess that's open to the public. She has no fears of anybody. But she, as it was proven in Season 6, she can be taken down by being too naive. She needs some guards of her own. Although I'm 100% convinced that will never happen. The show's ending after next season, so that will not happen. But you think there'd be at least 1 or 2 guards at the school, just to keep the place safe? I know it's not like our world, no one's gonna go shoot up a friendship school. But you know, just 1 or 2. Just to stand in the hallway and be intimidating and, you know, keep the place safe from attack. As we saw in the finale, it can be attacked. But the guards seem to be very competent in the finale. I liked how they all cut off her escape plan, and the different diversity that's now in her guard force is really nice to see. There are not just male guards anymore. There is a good number of female guards, and they are different sizes than the male and whatnot. I love how the 2 guards that escorted her to Tartarus was a big male guard and a medium-sized female guard, showing that even though she's just a female pony, she is just as capable as this big stallion here. I know a gender in Equestria is quite different in our world. In Equestria, it seems that the females are put up on a higher level than the males. But for the most part, when it comes to security, it's always been male guards. We've never seen a female guard until Season 8. So, Firebrand should be really happy with this finale. And the guards seem like real people now. Who knew that it took a guard pony from 1,000 years ago to whip Celestia's force into shape? See, now I think they could actually repel a invasion like the Storm Kings with these guards. I actually think they could repel it. At least hold them off long enough for the princess to get to a safe location. Which is what they should have done in the first place. So that was this episode of I Didn't Ask. And if you guys have any topics you want covered, just let me know. So thank you all for listening to this craziness, and please support the official release. Bye now.
We'll just have to